I really want to review this game, but unfortunately, I feel kinda silly reviewing it by myself. And especially with it being a two-player game, and it being, well, kind of a girly game. If only I had someone to join me.
I'll help!
Psycho Neko? You'll help me?
By the power of the moon, I'll help you! Yeah, it was. But it was funny, right?
Oh yeah, it was.
Oh yeah!
For many little girls, Sailor Moon was their first introduction into the world of anime.
In fact, Sailor Moon was my first introduction into anime too. Sailor Moon was one of those anime brought over to America to compensate for all of the shonen anime that was being flooded into the market at the time, and the girls ate it up. They related to the strong female protagonists and their ability to be strong and still be girls. In high school, my friends and I had our own Sailor Scouts, and mine was Sailor Moon. Mostly because I was klutzy. Well, I still am.
Sailor Moon, or Bishoujo Senshi Sailor Moon, came out way back in 1992 and was created by female mangaka Naoko Takeuchi. The story focused around the heroine, Usagi-chan, known in the West as Serena, and was a tale of her and her friends as they combated evil, dealt with friendships, love, and school.
Several games came out for Sailor Moon in its short lifetime, and after the fact. From the Super Famicom to the Sega Saturn, Game Boy, Mega Drive, and even the PS1.
And today, we're going to tackle a SuFami game, the third Sailor Moon game for the franchise to come out, in fact. 1994's Bishoujo Senshi Sailor Moon S, Jogai Ranto Shuyaku Sodatsu-sen.
Nya! There are several modes to the game. Single player, which is the story mode, there's a two-player mode, single player versus the computer, and tournament mode. On the other side are practice mode and then options.
The story mode starts off really silly and emulates the anime, but from then on, there's really not much story. You just fight your way up the ladder as normal in fighting games.
At the very beginning, you can choose your character, and then you can even configure your controls.
And the controls are pretty simple. The Y and X buttons are the light and heavy punches, and the B and A buttons are the light and heavy kicks, respectively. Block by pushing away from your opponent, and jump towards them by pressing forward twice. You can jump away by pressing away twice.
Hey, these are pretty good graphics, actually.
Yeah, they didn't really try to make it a cookie-cutter Street Fighter clone. They really wanted this game to stand out. Whoa, what the heck?
Yeah, take that headbutt in your head. Bam, bam, bam!
So mean!
The moves are pretty easy to pull off, but they play like many of the SuFami fighters of the time. I love being able to pull off moves for fighting games, because usually I can't pull them off, so it feels really good to be able to finally do a super move. And if you play against a player who's not as good as you... Oh! You can always practice in the practice mode.
Pressing start allows you to see the special moves that your character can do. The game may seem like a Street Fighter clone, but I think it has its own charm and feel to it.
I agree. It has power moves kind of like Street Fighter, but it just feels different.
In the single player mode, you can
Oh,
really...
you meanie Mars!
Having problems?
Shut up.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, kitty cat! The game starts on normal difficulty, and you can change it to an easier mode by pressing left, to easier and friendly. And you can get more difficult by pressing right. For the SuFami, it really was an average fighter, not really doing anything new that hadn't been done in fighting games for the time. but was probably an introductory game for many girls to get into Sailor Moon and fighting games at the time. So for that, it's pretty special.
The graphics are really good, and the music isn't too bad. Par for a Super Famicom game, but not all it could be. There's even a second fighter with the same movesets called Sailor Moon Super S. Psycho Neko-New, back at you!
Oh, well that was fun. Well, but all those games have been really big numbers. I mean, there's really no other game that I can play to top that for now.
This. Now you can. You think that you can play this? Let's see what he said. I know that you can play this, but only if you follow JewWario. You can play this. You can play this.
You can stop the music now. I get the idea. I'm gonna play Cowboy Bebop, alright?
激しく美しく今戦士たちの戦いが始まる。果たして最強の戦士は誰なのか。セーラームーンスーパー場外乱闘主役争奪戦。
Make me a sandwich, bitch!
It's recording.